Many of you may know that I'm moving back to America very soon. I have about a month left before I move back, and so there are just lots of things that I'm afraid of. And I want to talk about those things. First, there's the huge scare of having to move back and then just having a year or two of really bad mental health because I don't have any friends. It's very hard to make new friends in places that you're brand new to. I don't know where I'll be. I could end up somewhere where I know literally no one. I don't know anyone, which at least one of the different places that I've moved over the course of my life, whether that's to uni or to London, that I've at least known one person. But I could move to like Wichita, Kansas and not know a soul. And then there's the fact that I've made great relationships with people here, and those relationships build every day, and I make new relationships every day, and I'm gonna have to effectively cut off those relationships because the only way to connect will be through online. And though online is a great resource for that, it's not the same. And I've gotten so used to being around people and actually hanging out with people that I like in person, and then all of a sudden having to not be able to do that again or for a really long time. I'm moving back into my parents' house after living in a different country for a year. So I'm feeling very vulnerable, I suppose. I don't feel like an adult. I feel like someone who has just been on an extended vacation, and now I have to fall back into my parents' laps and they're going to take care of me. This is not something that I want. I don't think there's any person who wants to be dependent on someone else in terms of monetary living situations, all this stuff. People, as human beings, want to work for themselves and achieve things, and I am very much an achiever. And so having to go move back and not knowing what I'm gonna do other than the fact that I'm moving back in with my parents, it's hilariously scary. I'm afraid that I'm going to get there and start applying for jobs, and then I just won't get any kind of job in terms of a career-driven job for months and months and months and months. I want to have been hired somewhere as a full-time permanent employee by January. So that gives me 2 months to do that. From other conversations I've had with people my age, graduates trying to find jobs, this does not seem like it's gonna be a reality. I had one friend who spent 9 months applying everywhere to everything, not even just for her field, and she still didn't find anything. 9 months? I cannot live back in Sarasota, Florida with my parents for 9 months, because even if I get a part-time job, I'd have to get 2 part-time jobs and be able to afford a rent that moved me out of my parents' house, and then I'd have to pay for a short-term contract because who knows how long it's going to be till I get the job. And so I can't sign a full year lease somewhere because then I might possibly have to move out of that apartment. I don't want to stay in Sarasota, so I need to have an easy get up and go kind of situation in my life. The other scary thing is that I don't know 100% the type of job I want to do in a museum. The museum field is very competitive and it's very hard to get into. And once you kind of pick a lane, whether that's communications, marketing, digital, curatorial, you kind of end up having to stay in that lane. It's very hard for you to then move to a different area because then you have to start basically all over again in a assistantship kind of level. I also have a very huge scare that I'm just not going to be able to make enough money to live, whether that's on 2 part-time jobs or a full-time job, because I have so much debt now. It's incredible. I looked at the final number today, and by final I mean the number that slowly rises every hour because of interest. I can't even wrap my mind around it because I don't know how much money my monthly payment is going to be once I get past the 6-month period after you graduate before you have to start paying it back. So I can't even think logically or plan for that eventuality because it's what plan do you take? Do you take the normal 10-year plan? Do you take a 20-year plan? Do you take the by your salary plan? But then I don't know what my salary is, so I don't know what's happening. And then I have all these projects that I love doing, and they're all online based or online community based, and I have tons of research papers that I want to keep looking at and keep getting data on so that I can like make them better and actually useful pieces of work in like a scholarly or academia level. But I won't have time for that if I have to like make sure I'm making enough money to live. And then I would love to do those things and like create sponsorship for them and actually make money off of them, but that's like a whole other job. And though I really love doing it, I do like my downtime, and I do like making videos, and I do like, you know, just sitting and binging Netflix series or reading 3 books in the span of 2 nights. I'm just scared for life, y'all. I'm just scared for life. And now that my dissertation is done, these are all the things that have come flooding at me. So those are some scares of my life right now. It's good to kind of get them on my chest. Thank you again for watching. If you liked this video, give it a like. Also, my social media is down in the links below, so check it out if you have time. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next week.